G'day, Fred. Thanks for joining the call.
Well, thank you for having me.
No problem. Whereabouts are you calling in from?
From New York,
New York. Fantastic.
other side of the world.
Yeah, I'm in the morning here in Melbourne, Australia, actually shooting this video.
And I'm in the PM.
Yeah, great. Well, you've got a bit of a journey with us. I think you've been with us for almost 12 months. Do you want to just start there? Tell us about your experience so far with dealing with the Minotaur company and of course the Minotaur system in particular.
Well, I began trading, actual stock trading, going back a little over 20 years ago. Picked it up as a hobby and went through multiple courses to learn each component of stock trading. I loved to do the charting and looking for buy points and where you close a sale. And it was very invigorated, but I realized that as time wore on, I was more busy at work and could not spend the time adequately to get in to put myself in positions or close positions.
Okay.
And then the strange thing about AI and bots came along, and I got to seeing where firms were using bots, and everybody was saying that they were making everybody millionaires. No, they really didn't say that, but in my mind, I was hoping they would say that. And I went through like 6 different companies, and Minotaur was one of them. And
now were some of those, were they all, I guess we specialize in Bitcoin trading. Now, were these all, were some of these Forex, were some of them stocks? Give us an idea.
They were Forex or Bitcoin.
Okay.
And basically what sold me on Minotaur was the fee. It wasn't exuberant like some of them was.
Yep.
And it seems to be more the right fit. What I didn't know was I would have to sign up around the world. And blessings to the U.S. government. They did not like Bitcoin at that time, and hopefully they're changing that attitude.
Yeah.
So basically we went to Minotaur that took me up to Wonder Trading out of Germany, to Coinbase, and now to Bybit.
Yep.
As platforms to do the trades.
Yep. And how's that working out for you? I guess how does our system firstly compare to other things you've done in the past? And what do you think makes us unique, or why does ours work better than others? What have you seen in, a year's quite a long time. We see a lot of volatility in 1 year on Bitcoin. I know we've recently been through a big crash due to the tariffs. So talk us through your experiences and how we've been handling them.
Well, my experience was, let's say, slow and steady. I went through several bot revisions and repurposing and resetting. I was doing okay. I was making nothing, let's say, that I would write home and brag about, maybe 15,000, 17,000 a month. And then there would be low months that I would break even. And so it was a learning experience. And we got into December, and I had an issue that my platform locked up on me.
Yep.
And so I actually had to go in and manually close out trades, and I made a decent profit. So I was happy about that. But to come to find out, I wasn't paying attention to one of the platforms that required me to extend the dates out. And I was going month to month, and I didn't. And so it just locked me out.
Okay,
and so that pushed me into January, and it began to work a little bit and got another bot going. And then February came, and it's like the bot wasn't working for me. And I called in, got assistance. And let's say between March and sitting here right now, the monies that I had lost because of some failures, partly on my fault, and others just the bot was not performing to expectations. I've already surpassed those losses and are basically $120,000 in the good, and we haven't made the year end. So the bot is making me happy.
Good.
I just wish there was a little more stability, that we could continue to climb and go up to maybe 300,000 per Bitcoin, and that would just, I would sit back and just say, bot, do your business and continue working for me.
That's fantastic. Yeah, some of the issues that we have, I guess, that we see is execution error can and third-party risk is always something that we have to consider. Alerts can expire and memberships can fail, but we do our best to keep our clients on top of that. But it's great to hear that despite some of those obstacles, that you've still collected a really hefty payday on that.
Well, it's been working, and even during the tariff issue, I have made good money. So the tariff hasn't bothered me. The bot's been performing, allowing the market to sink, buying at those points, and as it rises, be able to turn it into a good profit.
That's an interesting point, actually. So I wanted to discuss that. Like, as you said, as a stock trader, and a lot of people being afraid of the volatility of Bitcoin, you were able then to make money when Bitcoin was going down? Is that what you're saying?
Not going down. It basically, the plays that I was in was, let's say, on hold, and as the Bitcoin rebounded, it would pick a spot where it looked like it was starting to level off to make an uptrend. And if it didn't, it will let it drop again and then pick that point to do the uptrend. At one time, I had 10 plays in action, and it started working its way up, and all 10 sold, and I made a nice little profit by just waiting for the Bitcoin to recover, and it recovered greatly on 3 or 6 of the trades, and 4 of them I had a little loss on each, but the profit on the 6 was better than the losses on the 4. So that has happened several times, and you just have to be patient, because with the way the bot is set up right now, it is not looking to, let's say, sell on the downtrends. And
we're not shorting. That's what we're saying. We're not shorting,
and that's very risky. So it's fine with me that we just hold, let it go down, level off, see where the Bitcoin is trying to trend to, and if it puts a play in and it goes down, we'll just sit there, because it's going to come back up. That's one thing I can say in my charting with doing Bitcoin trading, and I've got a complete chart of every day and what trades I'm in and when they sold and what was the delta between my entry point and my sell point, what was the profit or loss. And so I can go back, and since I've started, and do a complete dialogue of all the old boys and woohoos.
So how does this compare to stock trading? I guess that's a big question. I get a lot of people that come in and they say, I've never traded Bitcoin, I've traded Forex, I've traded the stock market. What is this thing? And why should I trade it? Especially older people. That's really the thing, isn't it? A lot of boomers. Go on.
You see my hands?
Yes.
They don't do anything.
There you go.
And I get to watch what happens. And that's one thing, that the uniqueness of trading with the bot has to do it. And as a trader, most traders have several problems. One is greed. And one is trying to make the market go the way they want to go. And they're holding on, wanting it to get higher and higher before they sell, and all of a sudden the market drops, and what they thought they had as a profit would possibly turn into a loss. But with the bot doing its work, it doesn't have our emotions. It looks for a point in which it's going to terminate that particular position, and it sticks to it. If we don't hit that, then it will sit and wait and either buy in at a lower place. And like I mentioned it dropped 4 different settings, and I had 10 plays in, and it came back up, and you just have to be patient. And that's where, as a stock trader, I get nervous, because I want to go in there and help it. And all I can do is sit and monitor where the Bitcoin is for its in value, and know where my plays are, and I can calculate in my head, okay, if it goes up another $500, it's going to sell. And normally it does in that type of ratio. So
Yeah.
I have a feel of where it is and what it's doing. And I mean, big difference. I can work all day, which I do, and I don't have to worry about it. I can do whatever I want on the weekends, and it's still botting around. And
Yeah.
then it can go in, and like one trade going back maybe 8 days ago, I entered a 2 plays or 4 plays, and I went to a meeting and came out and checked my positions, and they were gone. So I go over and look, and in 30 minutes, I had made $12,000. And those are type of 30 minutes I think anybody would say, that's a good 30 minutes. And those are the ones I was happy to report to my wife. And she said, "Are you kidding me?" And I said, "No, I'm not kidding you." And so that's the advantage of allowing the emotions not to be in it. And of course, in stock trading, I had a lot of times I walk into a meeting and I had my sell points, go out to check my stock, and it's not there. And all of a sudden my heart just sinks. What happened to my stock? Then I go in and check. Oh, it's sold. That's what happened. Well, that's a good thing. So those are the experiences that I've had, and happy to do it because it's a learning curve that I just wish I knew how to tweak the bot a little bit, make it more strong to allow itself to reset.
Oh, I lost you there. Sorry, I lost you there for a moment. You back?
Yeah, I'm here.
Sorry, I lost you there just at the end. You cut out.
I said I would just like to be able to tweak the bot to let it set and wait for that moment and trend. If it's trending down, go ahead and drop with it, and then do what it's doing, but maybe allow it to settle a little bit more to make sure it's at the bottom stage.
And that's the other thing. So our system, I try to explain this to people as well, is that the bot is just the execution of the trade, but what we actually give you is a system as well, an algorithm and settings that you can trust. A lot of algorithms out there, I don't know if you've run them in the past, but they're kind of black boxes, right? You don't really know why it's working and why it's not. So what I wanted to ask you is that, our algorithm and the way that we've educated you on how it works, do you feel like no matter what happens in Bitcoin's price, whether it goes up, down, sideways, or tanks down, what the bot, how it's going to act, because you understand the science behind its programming, right? So does that make you feel more confident with the trades?
Well, the last 2 months has made me very confident in how it trades, because it has shown itself to be very straightforward and making good decisions on my behalf, and the entry play and the exit play, and I've sit back and is really happy in what it's doing.
Fantastic. 2 things I wanted to bring up for people listening is that, and I think you're a good example of this, is time and capital, right? Firstly, time. Like, you've been with us for a year, you've had some average months, but really when the market's given you the opportunity and there's been movement, you've managed to capitalize and make, it sounds like quite a lot of profit, right? So the first thing is that you got to judge a system and you got to give it enough time. You can't judge something in a 14-day window or 7-day window. Things need the opportunity to actually, the market needs to do something for us to take advantage of those swings. And secondly is that when you have a system, which I actually call our system quite conservative in the way it trades, you need to have enough capital to make those trades consequential. And this is why we are looking for a sort of medium to higher level investor, because the gains that we can then get are, well, the system can be conservative, but then the profit taking is also substantial enough to be a net positive effect on your life. So do you have anything to say about that? I guess time and capital that you've deployed?
Well, it goes back to the old adage, what you put in it, you get out.
Correct.
And if you are coming in with $50,000 and that's what you have, well, you'll get out that. It's going to take you a little longer to mass let's say a great gain. But if that's what you have, you work with it. So don't, you got to work with what you have. You don't don't go out and take a loan and expect to be able to pay the loan off in the year. If you have more, then put what you can risk into the market, because everything's a risk, and allow the bot, get it set up and allow it to work. And I mean, you can always, I mean, I was saying I will give myself a year. Well, it's almost a year, and I don't see myself going anywhere, because I've seen the results of being patient and understanding how the bot works. And whatever capital you can afford, you have to work within those parameters that you have, but you've got to trust the people you're talking to and allow them to do it. I mean, I pestered the hell out of my people I was on calls every week, trying to get things set up, and they were patient. And I mean, you can go in and some of them know my name without me even calling them. And that's a good thing about customer support, is that they're there. I mean, you do have to schedule appointments, and they will come in and reevaluate where you are. And if you need tweaking, they would tweak. If you want to say, hey, I want to have a little more on my initial trade, I want to have 40,000 working on my initial trade, and let the percentage as it's set up work on the subsequent trades. Or you say, I want 20,000 on that. Whatever you want to feel is adequate for yourself. But as you get in, you will find that the initial trades and all are set up to sort of eliminate a hard risk and give you a more conservative risk, so that you're not going to walk away and your pot be totally empty, and your funds are decimated because you went too aggressive too soon, and you didn't have everything working as it needed to be tweaked to work.
Yeah. So there's a process involved, and that's what our team is there to help you get through as well.
I saw that it had dropped. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, I did hear the end of that. So are you comfortable in saying, again, without putting a specific number, that in the last year, you've taken 6 figures in profits from trading profits from your strategy?
Well, it's actually telling me I've seen $202,000.
$202,000 trading profit.
Trading profit
in 1 year. Fantastic. Is that beyond your expectations when you signed up with us?
It was beyond my expectations.
Fantastic, Fred. Well, thank you so much for speaking candidly with us. A lot of people watch these videos to get an idea of who we are, what we do, how it all works, and they want to hear from real people. So if you want to, just any closing remarks to anyone who's perhaps thinking of joining?
Well, I would say, like in anything, you need to do your homework. You need to get in, you need to talk to people, sort of kick the wheels, look at the interior, see how it's going to work, and then proceed, and just know your limits before you get in of what you're going to be able to invest. And it's all you. There's no right or wrong in that. It's all in getting set up and allowing the bot to work, and under the constraints you get, it will.
Fantastic. We cut out there again. The connection between Australia and New York is a little bit shaky this morning. That's all right. Well, thank you, Fred, so much. I'll continue to see you in the program. Thank you so much for your time, and yeah, look forward to continue working together.